Alright, SBG gamers, welcome to our third Army showcase video. And this is the model that I would like to showcase first. He's actually part of this army. It's going to be my Elven Wood Elves and my Galadhrim. Or, I guess they're all one army now. But this is one of my best paint jobs. I did paint this model. This is a Kelborn wearing his armor. And I painted him probably 3 years ago, I would say. But I think he's probably one of my best paint jobs I've actually put out. He really good details. I was actually able to paint his eyes blue. That's the kind of details I put into him. And I think that the color scheme looks good, and his hair and all that. There's a lot of work that went into him. And I think that he is probably my favorite paint job I've ever done. And also, I really like the model. Probably my favorite elf model. And it's a toss-up between him and Glorfindel, of my favorite elves of Tolkien Legendarium. But that is the introduction to the Army Showcase. Sit back and enjoy. Alright, welcome to the Army Showcase of the Elves. They are now the, I guess, Wood Elves of Galadhrim, with the Army profile change. And these have been some of the funner models I've painted. This was really one of the first armies that I said, I'm going to think outside the box in terms of a color scheme, and go with it. And I envisioned the army, what it would look like, and was able to paint it. Probably one of the armies I've actually painted and actually looked really good. So I'm going to go over the heroes first. I've already gone over Kelborn, who is probably my best painted model to date. I'll go over the heroes and then some of the troops. So this is my Galadriel model. She looks good. I've seen people do a better job painting her, especially with the white. They were able to get the detail a little bit better, I believe. But, you know, she doesn't look bad. I think I did a good job on her face and on her hair. And the basing is special on these guys. The flowers. And with some of these guys, I was able to get a rock basing too. I'll go over how I was able to get that. Here's my Galadriel. He's one of the first Galadhrim armored guys I was able to paint. I think he turned out good. I've always enjoyed Galadriel's elf too. He's up there with Kelborn and Glorfindel. He just, especially the actor, I think he did a good job playing him in the movies. Alright, let's see. So let's go over my Galadhrim guard first. I went with a bronze armor and kind of a blue robe. In case you haven't noticed, I like working with blue. It's my favorite color. I think you always should leave part of yourself on the model. And so I'm able to do that with my blues. That's the Galadhrim Guard color scheme. And then these are, I really enjoy painting these models, the Galadhrim Warriors. I was able to get that really light, kind of smooth silver look. Or sorry, not silver, bronze look. It's like a light gold. I was able to get that with doing a base coat of silver and then dry brush the gold on, or bronze. And I think they turned out really well. Some of the better painting. Like I said before, really one of my first armies that stood out. And I did take the Galadhrim to Nova of 2016, I believe. And didn't do very well with them. I think that I was really unfamiliar with my list, but I got a lot of compliments on the paint jobs. So that was good. That was a good feeling. Here's some of the... actually, I set this guy here on purpose. This is an old Galadriel elf. The difference between these and the plastic guys, I actually think these guys have a little bit more detail on them. And they're really fun to paint. I really enjoy the Galadhrim armor. I think it looks cool. Okay, let's go to the Wood Elf Warriors. I recently worked on these guys. Actually, let me grab another one. This is actually my favorite painted Wood Elf Warrior. I worked on these guys recently to try and capture the depth of color. So I kind of worked on them a little bit, especially with the blue and the highlights. And then I was like, I need to work on the basing too. So the rocks for all the basing were were old pots that had broken, like an old plant pot, like one of the orange ones. So I just smashed them up with a hammer and primed them and did a base coat of Dawnstone. No, it's not Dawn. Dawnstone's the lighter color one, but I did do a Dawnstone. And then highlighted the rock like edges white to kind of get this look right here. And I think it worked out really well. And once more, I really worked on the faces. Painting faces on guys is hard. And I think I did a good job doing that. And I think aesthetically the army looks just awesome on the table. Here's a Wood Elf Sentinel. Love the Wood Elf Sentinel models. It's probably my favorite one. I like to use these as storm colors sometimes. Just a lot of detail on the highlights. And lastly, I'll go over my Galadriel Lady of Light. This was just layers of wash and dry brush. And I wanted to get a more of an elemental look with her, like you see in the movies. And I thought the blue kind of spectral look would look best with the army. So I was able to do that. I think she turned out really well. By the way, the flower tufts, I got them from like a model train scenic set, and it comes with a huge pad of them, so I was able to cut them up into squares and really fill out the base. And it just looks like they're standing in a rocky meadow. So all in all, this army is aesthetically looks gorgeous, and it's fun to play, especially with the new rules. I think that they're a little bit more viable because it took Legolas and Thranduil out. I believe that you really have to use Celeborn now, and before he is a good elf lord, but I think there are better options. But now that they buffed him up a little bit, so I think he's a good pick. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Stay tuned for more army showcases, and in the comments below, put down what army you want to see next. We have access to almost every army in the game, and some of our guys are really talented painters. And one of the cool things about these videos is you're able to get a perspective of different army colors and schemes you can do. And that's one thing that I always really enjoy with versing new opponents, is just seeing the different paint jobs that people are doing, and it's kind of nice. So take care, guys, and stay tuned for some more Army Showcase videos.